Question I'm getting asked more and more is, should I retire later? Now, whether it's a good idea depends almost entirely on what you do for a living, I think. As you well know, the government keeps putting the state pension age higher and higher. Right now it's 66, heading to 67, and then 68 beyond that. But here's where the problem comes in. Not all jobs are equal when it comes to late retirement. First, in this video, we'll look at why your job type is the single biggest factor in your decision. See, for me, it's not about wanting to work or needing more money. It's also about whether your body can actually handle remaining in work. What we'll also then do is examine what really happens to manual workers who stay past 65. And the research on this is absolutely clear, and I'll be honest with you, it's not pretty. And after that, what we'll do is we'll explore office workers and why desk jobs have completely different health outcomes. And you'll see why sitting about all day has its own set of problems. What we're also going to do is cover the mental health benefits that most people never really hear about. See, for me, these benefits are real, backed by solid research, and they really do matter. At the end of the video, I'll give you a framework to make the decision based on your actual situation. Not just generic advice, but real factors you can assess today. So my name's Zach and I'm the founder of financialeducation.co.uk, and I've got over 25 years of supporting people on their journey through to retirement. But this is the fundamental truth about late retirement. Your job type determines everything. Manual workers and office workers face completely different health outcomes past 65. Studies from Denmark tracked nearly 70,000 workers for years. And manual workers at 60 with very high physical demands had double the risk of long-term sickness compared to workers aged 40 doing the same jobs. And office workers at 60 actually showed lower health risks in many studies. And the difference isn't small, it's massive. So if you're on your feet all day, lifting, carrying, or doing physical work, your body is going to break down faster. And if you're sitting at your desk using your brain, you can often work longer with health benefits. Research in the UK found routine manual workers suffered more when pension age increased. Professional workers actually reported better health outcomes by working longer. So in England, healthy working life expectancy 50 is only 9.4 years. I'll just repeat. In England, healthy working life expectancy at 50 is only 9.4 years. So that means most people reach unhealthy status before they even hit state pension age. But that average hides a huge gap between manual and professional workers. See, professional workers can expect 10.3 years of healthy working from age 50. Manual workers get significantly less. So your job literally determines how long your body holds up. See, this is about motivation or wanting to. It's about your physical capacity and what your work demands from your body. Now, let's talk about what actually happens to manual workers past 65. And the data on this is actually brutal. Physical work demands at age 60 create 2 times higher risk of long-term sickness absence. That's more than double the risk compared to low physical work at the same age. Your muscle joints and bones don't recover as well after 60. Manual handling, standing all day, repetitive movements all take a bigger toll. Studies show prolonged standing causes lower back pain after just 71 minutes. So when you're 60 or older, your body can't handle that 8 hours a day. Most research finds no training effect from prolonged heavy manual work. So your body doesn't adapt. What actually happens is it starts to break down. Workers in construction, care work, manufacturing, warehousing, well, they've the worst outcome. One UK study found routine manual workers had poorer mental health once they got past state pension age, and depression scores increased 10% for these workers. What you did find in the studies is that professional workers didn't have the same problems. In the UK, 57% of people aged 50 to 65 with long-term health conditions are actually in work, but for manual workers, that percentage is much, much lower. So they're around 60% more likely to be out of work due to health issues. So if you're doing physical work and feeling the strain now at 60 or 62, it's only really going to get worse, I'm afraid. So working to 67 or 68 in a manual job isn't brave, it's just often not possible. And unfortunately, the research backs this up again and again. When it comes to office work, well, that's completely different, and the health outcomes prove it. Studies show professional workers often benefit from working past 65. One study found men working past 65 had 14% better health probability of being in good health. The physical demands are lower, the cognitive demands keep your brain sharp. Yes, sitting all day has risks, back pain, cardiovascular issues, blood clots. Around 65% of desk workers develop a muscle problem just by sitting. But these risks are manageable with proper setup and regular movement. Standing desks, regular breaks, and basic exercise can help offset some of this damage. So the mental health benefits of working past 65 really are substantial. You see, working keeps your brain active, memory sharper, and processing speed maintained. Retirement causes faster decline in memory function, according to multiple studies. The use it or lose it principle is real for brain function. Office workers also get social connections that matter for mental health. Even colleagues you don't particularly like provide cognitive challenges. And these daily interactions keep your mind engaged. 84% of workers over 65 report work has a positive impact on their mental health. That's higher than the 68% of workers aged 50 to 64. See, the quality of your office job matters though. Jobs that give you autonomy, variety and skill provide you the most benefit. What I often find is boring and repetitive office work with no control probably doesn't help as much. But most professional office jobs past 65 actually tend to improve health outcomes. The mental health benefits of working past 65, I think, deserve their own discussion. So this is where the research gets really interesting. So continuing to provide structure, purpose and social engagement. Those three things are massive for mental health in your 60s and 70s. People who retire suddenly often experience identity loss and depression. So work gives you a reason to get up, somewhere to go and people to interact with. Studies show 90% of workers over 65 say work positively impacts their overall well-being. That's a massive number. So the cognitive benefits are proven. Working slow leads to memory decline. Your brain needs challenge and stimulation to maintain function. Crossword puzzles aren't often just enough. Actual provides complex problem solving. The research from the Whitehall study showed retirement accelerated the memory decline, but working past retirement kept memory function more stable. The social connection work matter more than most people realise. Loneliness and isolation are major health risks for older adults, I'm afraid. Work forces regular social interaction, even if you're not particularly social. And mental health improves for most workers continuing past 65. The exception is people in terrible jobs with no control or bad working conditions. So if your job is stressful, toxic or makes you miserable, then obviously yes, maybe retiring immediately is the best thing for your health. But if your job is decent and you can manage, the mental health benefits are real. And this applies to both manual and office workers who enjoy their work. Right, so how do you actually make the decision whether you should retire late or not? Well, here's a bit of a framework that you can try and follow. First thing you need to do is assess your current physical capacity, and you need to do that honestly. Are you struggling now? You're 60 or 62? Do you have lots of aches and do you have lots of pains? If it's yes, the reality is it's only going to get harder, and you probably need to start coming up with an exit plan. Second, evaluate your job type. Is it manual? Is it mixed? Is it professional? See, manual work past 65 carries significant health risks, and as we've seen, the data clearly shows. Professional work often provides health benefits if the job quality is decent. Thirdly, consider your financial situation realistically. Do you actually need to work, or do you just think you should work? See, many people work longer than necessary out of fear, not actual need. Fourth thing you need to do is assess your job quality. Do you have control, variety, autonomy? High quality jobs provide health benefits. Low quality jobs probably harm your health. Fifth, if your job is grinding you down, it won't improve. So you do need to check your health right now, not in 5 years' time. So book a proper health assessment with your GP before making the decision, and that'll help give you a better idea of where you are physically. And of course, get real data on your physical status. 6, don't think about your mental state. Does work give you purpose? Does it give you structure? If yes, and you can physically manage it, and continuing to work may actually be in your interest. But if work makes you miserable and you can afford to stop, well, then maybe leaving now is the thing to do. And finally, and you can watch some of our other videos on this, consider flexible options like part-time work or phased retirement, or even looking to move into different and potentially easier roles. You don't need to choose between full-time work and complete retirement. And in fact, in my experience, a phased retirement is actually the best thing that you can do. You know, working reduced hours, doing something a little less demanding is a nice route into retirement. So I've shared a bunch of information with you. What should you actually do with it all? As I said, firstly, assess what type of work you're doing right now. Are you on your feet all day or sitting at a desk? Second, book a health check with your GP before making any decisions. Get a proper assessment of where your body actually is today. And then calculate what you need to live on if you did stop working now. It's really important that you're realistic about your actual spending, not what you think you should spend. And you can watch some of our other videos on that. Fourth, talk to your employer about flexible working options before deciding anything. Could you reduce your hours, change roles, or work part-time, as I just said a few moments ago? Fifth, if you are doing manual work and struggling physically, start planning your exit today. That'll be my key piece of advice. Don't wait until you're broken. Plan while you still have options. And sixth, if you're in an office job you enjoy, consider the mental health benefits seriously. Working longer might actually improve your health and well-being. And finally, remember, there's no single right answer for everyone. Your job, health, finances, preferences all matter in this decision. Finally, to summarise it all, the biggest thing and the biggest takeaway I can give you is make this decision based on your actual situation. Whether you need to think about yourself, discuss it with a partner or loved ones or your family, maybe a collective decision, but it is an important one. As I said, not necessarily about the money, think about your health and your mental health. Good luck with your decision making, and do watch our other videos. If you did like this, please do like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you, goodbye and good luck.